Hi, my name is Shannon Thornton and I'm a student in EDM 310 at the University of South Alabama. For my teacher interview, I chose to interview Miss Rita Douglas, who is a 6th grade teacher at Fruitvale High School in Washington County. She was also my 6th grade teacher. My first question for her is, do you use project-based learning in your classroom?
Yes, I do, and I've been using it for several years. Every year I do a Christmas Around the World project-based learning. And each child has to choose the country they want, no matter where it is in the world. They have to find out what their traditions are. They have to find out how they celebrate Christmas. Is it close to how we celebrate it? And also the type of foods they use during this time of the holidays, what kind of they cook, or if it's cookies or certain dishes, casseroles or what have you. I also started using this year, project-based learning on Punctuation Day, which is celebrated on September the 24th. And each child has to choose which punctuation mark they'd like to do research on. And just like the Christmas Around the World, they can go to the internet, they can go to the library, they can watch DVDs, but they just have to make sure that they understand, let me know why they wanted to choose that exclamation mark or that question mark period or whatever, and they have to do research on it, when it was started, who created it, and then they have to go about and turn the project in. They can do it on a poster, they can do it on a PowerPoint. They can also, some children bring in food in the shape of a question mark. This year one of them brought in a meatloaf in the shape of a question mark. Some of them do paper maches. They're just real creative with it during this time.
Those are very neat ideas. My second question is, what do you do when you feel like some of your students aren't getting what you're teaching, as well as the others?
I use a lot of peer tutoring because it doesn't upset me that a child's not getting it up under me. It just upsets me when they can't get it, but after we have gone through different areas and channels of trying to help them get whatever skill it is. I use the peer tutoring because those children are usually, the ones I choose are usually AB students, and they can usually get on that child's level and help them understand whatever skill is being taught. If that doesn't work, I go to the resource teacher, and she'll find ways, whether it's on the internet or some games on the internet or what have you. And I also use other teachers that's younger than me, because I've been teaching now for 29 years, and I feel like you go to whatever extent it takes to help a child learn what they need to learn.
I'm sure that gets difficult at times. My next thing is, I know a lot of the times parents think their children don't do any wrong when they're off away from them. How do you communicate with your students' parents?
At the beginning of the school year, that first week, I sent home a parent letter. And in this letter, I let them know what all subjects I teach, how much percentage, whether a test or a quiz, counts. I let them know my rules. I let them know how I go about discipline. And the first thing I try to do is, put their name on the board, and after 2 or 3 times, they know they're on silent lunch. If that doesn't work, I make them fill out a think it sheet, and they have to write down why they did whatever they did, what should they have done, and then they have to go home and get it signed by their parents.
Right.
And if that doesn't work, then I usually, we have a little conference with the principal, and usually that's taken care of. But I keep a communication log in my classroom, and every time I email or telephone or write a parent a letter, I put down the child's name, I put down the parent's name, I put down the reason that I'm having to contact them, because at the beginning of the school year when I send home that parent letter, I make sure that each parent knows my cell phone number, and each parent has my email just in case they have internet at the house and they can contact me any way they can, because there's so many ways out there now that there's no excuse why a parent can't contact me back. You know, I don't care if it's the old-fashioned way through a letter or what have you. But a lot of times now, parents will tell you quick, like, I don't want my child disciplined at school. I don't want them, I definitely don't want you paddling them. I don't want you to send them to the office. And a lot of parents will just tell you, well, we'll understand. We know the consequences. That's usually being sent home for suspension. But they don't realize that they're hurting the child more that way than they are letting you discipline some way, because if you can't discipline a child, you can't teach them.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I've enjoyed our interview, and this is the end. Thank you.